All right, welcome to another episode of the New American Town Podcast. I'm Nat Ross, Mountain Bike Hall of Famer, and a Bentonville, Arkansas resident. So we're coming to you live from the mountain bike capital of the world. We're in Haxton Studios today, right off the Bentonville Square, and I couldn't be more excited today to welcome another mountain bike guest of ours, Jeremy McGhee. Jeremy, what's going on? How are you?
What's up, dude? I'm stoked. I get to chit chat with a mountain bike Hall of Famer right now.
Well, I think you have a lot more relevance going on in the industry and everything as we speak. So for those of you that are going to be seeing more of Jeremy McGhee or would like a quick intro to you, let's just say that he has a deep background in athletics and being outdoors and pushing the elements. So, for example, he was one to lead a first ascent on the Bloody Couloir, and this is a major backcountry ski route in the east, which in the eastern Sierras is pretty epic. And Jeremy did this ascent with his arms only, and then kind of did the complete trip on his own. So that was one piece that's put him on the grid for the old outdoor industry and that side of things. But as far as the bike side and the industry goes there, in the outdoors, he's a great spokesperson for advocating for trail usage for folks of all abilities, of all levels, and of course, folks with different types of bikes or different needs out there. And we'll go into this in detail here. But he's been pioneering trails for disabled athletes all over the globe and spent a little bit of time here in Bentonville, Arkansas as well. So he has his own podcast, UNPavement. I think you guys should start following some of that with me. I have missed some episodes. I'm sorry on that, Jeremy. And it's your YouTube series that you started. It has a great following where you document your adventures. And I will say that I got to be part of your adventure here in Bentonville when you were here last. So tell us about your story, kind of where you entered the outdoor space, and then again, how you ended up in Bentonville, Arkansas.
You know, it's funny actually because my family is not really outdoorsy at all. I'm the only one in my family that's active and outdoorsy. So how I ended up there, I don't really know. It just seemed kind of natural. Growing up in San Diego, kind of everything was always outdoors, you know, skateboarding. And then, I traded when I was, I think in sixth grade, I traded my skateboard for a surfboard and started biking to the beach. We were about 7 miles from the beach. So I got like surf racks and for my bike and, saved my allowance and started biking to the beach. And that's kind of how my whole outdoors life started, started surfing when I was that age. And then kind of went from there. In college, really got serious about surfing. And then once I graduated from college, in college, I started snowboarding, and then was able to take that to a semi-pro level, which was really exciting to like actually be getting paychecks for photo incentives and things like that as a young guy who was just kind of a pinball bouncing around.
Yeah, but the snowboard industry was booming back then, and you were in like the peak of the excitement of being in it. Yeah,
and I kind of lived with reckless abandon my entire life. My body is now feeling it now, but I wouldn't say I was ever a skilled snowboarder. I just had big balls and would just launch anything, not really land it, but you get that photo. And so I was doing well with that, with just launching cliffs and stuff. And then, I got in a motorcycle wreck in 2001 and almost did not live from that, and was just lucky to be alive, but came away from that accident paralyzed. And from then on, it's just been like, okay, let's figure this out. I got to still be me, Being an adaptive athlete is not easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of preparation, a lot of expensive gear. It's just a matter of just figuring it out and just accepting it for what it is. because the alternative is to not do it, and that sucks.
Well, it seems to me you're doing it quite well. Like I can see you're remote right now, so you're out riding someplace afar. Where's that?
I just landed in Sedona last night. I spent the week in McDowell Mountain Regional Park outside of Phoenix with a couple friends, shooting some videos. And decided to come here since I was close by. And the challenge for me, Sedona's tough riding, man.
Mm-hmm.
And as an adaptive rider, there's really nothing that I can ride solo here. There's stuff that's really, really close, but there'll be one freaking spot that stops me, where I'm gonna need someone to help me out. And so it's always like I'm always like texting, calling, messaging, like, hey, can you ride with me? Hey, can you ride with me? Hey, can you ride with me? So I got a friend to ride with me this afternoon, and I'm gonna check out a Jeep road actually, which I normally don't do.
Yeah.
Everything's usually about trails, but I want to figure out something that can ride solo here. And my boy here, local Simon Bosman, you may have heard his name. He's kind of a big deal. He thinks that this Jeep road, Schnebley Hill, is going to be good for me. He thinks I can do it solo. So I got a friend to go out there with me so I can check it out. And that's the thing, as an adaptive rider, when I go somewhere trying to find somewhere I can ride solo, it's not going to be the best an area has to offer, but cannot find someone to ride with me, I can at least, go out for, which is still a sick ride,
Oh, yeah.
Apparently the views from up there are pretty amazing and the best in the area. So I'm looking forward to having a beer at the top.
I love that you're pushing the boundaries because you're doing it in the National Forest Service when you're there, and there's that's part of like mountain biking and exploring. And I know I kind of stepped on you real quick, but I got the experience of meeting you when you were camping in Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve and starting your rides from there. So what was that like? The camping experience, the riding out of Kohler, being that close to downtown Bentonville?
It's super comfortable. Trails are ridiculously fun, and I can ride them completely solo. A lot of stuff in Bentonville. Like my trail choices are plentiful in that area. And Kohler itself is just the bathrooms alone are super nice, super comfortable there. I'm actually going to do an extended stay at Kohler. Mm-hmm. The Subi is getting retired, and I got a van, and I will have it in time for the Bentonville Bike Fest in June. So I'll be there in June for that event with my van and doing an extended stay at Kohler. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it was so nice to not have to like break down camp every day. When you're traveling and you're doing dispersed camping and things like that, it's a ton of work to like set up camp every night and break down camp every morning and, drive to where you're going to go ride and then go find something and, pushing wheelchair through like rocks and dirt, back and forth around the car. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It gets old. But at Kohler, there's a paved spot, and I was very, very, very comfortable there, and just could leave camp set up and just ride my bike straight out from camp and go anywhere.
Love to hear it. And then your next trip out here, are you going to be visiting kind of are we looking at Slaughter Pin that you'll be riding in? Are you going to do the Masterpiece again?
Yes, your awesome wife, Amy Ross, gave me a tour of the Slaughter Pin area last time I was there, and I got a little taste, and I want more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I want to explore more. I want to learn more. I want to about that area. I definitely want to hit the Masterpiece again. I don't think I can get up on that wall. Me and Rich Drew were looking at it, and it's just a little too sketchy for my bike and the physics involved. But yeah, I'll probably get a handful of laps on the Masterpiece and definitely a ton of laps on some of those jump lines in the area. I usually like to find, one jump somewhere that's comfortable for me. Mm-hmm. The sun has to be out. It has to be good vibes for me to launch. But it does happen.
And that's the best part about your riding is you are progressive and still pushing it. It's almost like nothing ever happened. So when I watch you ride, it's very inspiring. And if there are other adaptive riders that want to come to Bentonville and ride that may not be sending it like you are, or just they want to experience the flow, like where's a good place for them to start or ride as an adaptive rider in Bentonville?
Definitely the slaughter pin area is what I would say.
Cool.
Because there's so many options, and you can make something as gnarly or as mellow as you want. There's something for everybody. It's 40 plus miles, right? Did I get that right?
It just keeps on increasing, but the slaughter pin area, that whole zone is going to be attached to a couple more spots in the future here too.
I would say that is a good start. All American did have a couple spots that could be issues for some adaptive riders. I was fine; I was able to figure it out, but some adaptive riders will need a spot in like 2 or 3 spots along that entire trail, which that's a lot of trail.
Yeah.
So I would definitely start there. And then, what I really loved that you can just lap and lap and lap is the Wonderland area.
Excellent.
Those trails are sick. I mean, they're quickies, but they're goodies, and you can just lap them and lap them and lap them and get really good at them. Especially the new one maybe they're finished with it by now. The Upper Mad Hatter.
Those trails, they pull more, it's spring break right now, so they are seeing some activity for sure, and a lot of folks are getting big grins going on up there.
I had a huge grin on that trail, man.
Well, Gary Vernon took you out, and you got to be one of the initial riders up there too, so the stoke had to be high.
Yeah, man, they were out there with their machines and everything, and making way for us. Progressive Trail Design. Those are the guys building that, and they were all super nice and accommodating and let us test it out. It was great. It was great.
I love the fact there's, I think, about around 9 or so trail building crews on the ground here, and I love the fact that a lot of them are building so that adaptive riders like yourself can have the experience of going out and just exploring the raw Arkansas terrain here. What did you do off the bike? What did you like in Bentonville when you were not riding?
Hanging out at Meteor.
Yeah.
We did that a couple times. That place is rad. I mean, you can get food or coffee.
You rebuilt your suspension there too while you were at it.
Yes, that happened. So we got some shocks overnighted because realized my shocks were blown out. Got them overnighted. Shout out to Jensen USA that just overnight shipping super fast from California to Arkansas, had them even faster than we thought. The boys at Meteor helped switch them out and got me riding. But while we were working at it, I was able to get work done with the very good Wi-Fi there, and good food, good coffee, good people. That was a cool spot. Also went to Blake Street House. Did I get the name right? Yeah. Blake Street House was nice. Had dinner there. That was a good place. Cruising around downtown with all the lights was super nice. Had beers at your house.
Mandatory. And I see Sierra Nevada right now, like you're rocking it like in style.
Oh yeah, my hat. Forgot. Sierra Nevada, they take care of me. They're good people.
Gotta love it. You got a lot of support out there, and I can't wait till you get more adaptive riders kind of showing the way next time you're in town. But for people to follow you on social media, where can they find your YouTube? How do they follow your podcast? Where do they join Instagram? How do they follow you?
I am at JP McGhee on everything. JPMCGHEE. JP McGhee. The podcast is new and still, in the works. I only have a half a dozen episodes up. That is going to get better. The main 2 spots are my YouTube channel, which is The UNPavement with Jeremy P. McGhee. that's probably number one, and my Instagram too. Those are the two main spots. But websites, theunpavement.org, jeremymcghee.com. And then I'm actually the U.S. dealer for the bikes that I ride. They're made in Poland. And if anybody's interested in the bikes, that's jpmprosales.com. And I am getting, I've got my demo bikes on order.
All right.
I get them in June. I'm having them delivered to Bentonville. So I will have demo bikes at my booth space at the Bike Fest.
You will. And so can you share with us like what type of disabilities somebody may want to go explore? Because some people just check it off and they stop riding bikes, but you might have a way for them to go explore on a bike again.
Absolutely. We have a few different models. My bike is more for like, lower level spinal cord injuries with some trunk control and full upper body control, but not everybody has that. We have another bike that is full suspension still with a power assist, and it's an upright seated position, seated upright with your legs in front of you. Mine, I'm kind of on my knees with my feet behind me, kind of in a forward, more aggressive position. But the upright bike also can come with what we call our quadriplegic setup, which is amazing that quadriplegics can
Absolutely.
Go jump off rocks too. And that involves some like custom carbon quad handles, because not quadriplegics, have minimal use of their hands. And so they strap into the handle, they got a power assist, and there's an elbow shifter and elbow brake.
Insane. So people can check these out, and you might have a couple demo bikes when you're in town next.
Oh, I will have the demo bike. I've made the manufacturer promise to have them to me in time for the Bike Fest. I'm probably going to be scrambling to get them all assembled and put together in time to have them. But anybody can come try them, disability or not, even if you're just curious and want to jump in one and see what it's like. I'll have them there, and I'll have a group ride scheduled so people can go ride with me. And then I'll have a keynote so people can come hear about the trail rating system and adaptive riding. And then I'll probably be booking like personal demos for like the week or so after the Bike Fest, so people can schedule a time to go out on a trail with me in one of those bikes.
This is fantastic. You're bringing some great stuff to the area. So I want to thank for sure Jeremy for taking the time today to join this podcast, and especially the fact that you already know Bentonville and you're coming back to Bentonville. So we're excited to have you back real soon. As a reminder for everybody out there, you can catch this New American Town episode and all the other great podcast episodes on streaming channels just by going to visitbentonville.com. And you can also follow Visit Bentonville or Bike Bentonville on Facebook and Instagram, and check it out on Twitter, YouTube, or even those of you go-getters of LinkedIn. We have many exciting plans this year in the mountain bike capital of the world. Jeremy's included in a lot of them. So if you're a family out there, plan your trip. And folks, look forward to seeing you soon.